you an independent musician? How would you like to have your songs played on hundreds of radio stations just like the one you're listening to right now? Join MusicSubmit.com and we'll promote your music to radio stations and blogs in your genre. It's free to set up your account, and we guarantee your music will be considered for airplay by radio stations worldwide. Why not sign up today? It's free. MusicSubmit.com. Radio promotion for indie musicians.
What it do? This Nature Boy. You watching Side B TV with Phil Jackson. Let's get it.
Bad cougar look like she only drink from the fountain of youth, enjoying Cortex from the balcony booth.
Hey, what's going on? This is Phil Jackson, host of Side B TV, being brought to you on the YouTube channel. Please go back and hit that like and subscribe button. Listen, shout out to all the artists out there, you know, that bless me with interviews, man. We're just trying to put out great content because there's a lot of great artists out there. And like I said, I have 2 radio shows, but the thing about it is doing a radio interview, you really can't get into what the artist is all about, you know, because it's only a few minutes, but like a podcast can last forever and you can go more in detail of their journey through the music industry. And you know, shout out to Gina out there in Kansas City, man. Look, I have a good friend now. You see what I'm saying? Because you know, she is wonderful to work with. She's helping me out with the podcast. She's giving me great music from the artists that she's promoting. And you know, shout out to Phantom on the Beat because I'm actually doing 2 interviews today. So 2 interviews are going to go up back to back. And yeah, you know, that's just how we're doing it, man, because it's a lot of great artists out there that you might not know of. And I'm going to try to bring it to the masses, but they don't need my help because, you know, they're already doing their thing. And the next guest I'm going to have up, you know, he's from Kansas City. His hip hop background is long. You know, he has a long resume. He's worked with great people. He has, now check this out. He has, and we're going to talk about this. He has 3 Instagram accounts and 1 website, and he has a clothing line, which is super crazy. And, you know, he's going to be doing a show in New York City, November the 29th. And I want everybody to go out and support that. I got my man, Nature Boi on Side B TV. What's good, bro?
What's good, bro? How you
Hey,
feeling?
look, I'm great. I'm great, man, because you know why? Because I get to talk to people like yourself because shout out to Gina again because she was like, you're really gonna like this guy. And I was like, yeah, no doubt. And then once I heard a few songs and you know got on the website, we're gonna talk about the website now and all that. But you know, I was just like, yo, this guy is really on to something. So, you know, just a brief background, man, like how you started you know, and where you're from, Kansas City. So how, you know, how did that all start for you?
So I'm actually from Baltimore. I met Gina in Kansas City because I brought my open mic out there and was grinding out there. So I met Gina kind of outside in traffic. But
Really?
I'm from Baltimore originally, and I represent the DMV because I'm living out in PG County, DC area now. So
Oh,
so I'm actually from the east side. But shout out to Kansas City. That's a second home for sure.
that's crazy because
Yeah,
you know, not to cut you off, bro, because you know, I'm thinking that you're from Kansas City because Gina's
yeah,
from Kansas City,
yeah.
and but you know, you guys linked up, which is it's like this. She must have so much faith and trust in you
Oh
because of
yeah,
the fact that because you live in Baltimore
yeah.
and she's all out in Kansas City. So tell me about, you know, how it is out there in Baltimore. And shout out to all my Baltimore cats out there because oh shoot, you're real close. You're real close, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
You're right on the East Coast.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm
Word.
close. I'm always around. But yeah, man. So I was born in Baltimore, moved all through Maryland, you know, since birth and stuff like that. So that's why I rep the DMV because I've lived all through Maryland, and I got embraced in DC too in my adult years. So I started off DJing. My dad's a DJ. He taught me how to DJ at a young age. Went into beat making. Always rapped the whole time. So I always been in music. You know what I'm saying? Always loved music. Played instruments, all type of stuff. So anything musically inclined, and I'm musically inclined in every way. You know what I'm saying? I always dealt with music, and that's really my start, just being indulged in the music and the culture. And my mother, she just was a hip chick. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
A '80s girl, grew up in the hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Everything like that. So she always had the freshest everything from clothes to music to everything. So it was just all around me. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. So, how did your dad know? And what at an early age? What age was it when you really started to grasp the whole hip hop culture?
Man, I had to be 6 or 7 years old. I was making mixtapes. I knew how to use techniques and everything when I was like 6, 7 years old, and I was making mixtapes and selling them in elementary school. Like I was real young in it. You know what I'm saying? So like before it was really a thing or people had the access to it. You know what I'm saying? I was into it from a young age, very young. So um, my dad, my dad. I love him for it today because when I wanted to listen to hip hop on Sundays, my dad would play old school music. He would play
Mm.
soul, James Brown, Sam Cooke, stuff like that. And I'd be pissed off because I want to hear Biggie. I want to hear pop. I want to hear hip hop all the time. But I love him for it today because that's the music I'd rather listen to today besides hip hop is soul records and as you can hear that's a lot of like what my production is like I like to rap over top of that soul stuff so the
Mhm.
irony that's the irony of today and why I love him for it because if I wasn't introduced to those records as a kid I might not have that genuine love for it as a adult so shout out to my
Exactly.
pops for that.
And that's what I was just about to say too, man. Because like you probably pulled a lot of great samples out making production. So, but when did you start producing? And because you have the full spectrum of the hip hop culture. I mean, do you do graffiti too? You see
Nah, I
what I'm
don't.
saying?
I don't do graffiti.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I missed that part. But like, yeah, I started producing. Like, I used to have a karaoke machine. Like, you
Mm,
wasn't able to really produce on it, but like, I was always like one of them kids taking things apart, reworking it to do what I wanted it to do. So like, I'd have to say like I made some of my first beats in like middle school, but just not a traditional way. Like, I had two karaoke machines. I'm recording the keyboard on there and then taking
mm,
that and like doing my own tracking on karaoke machines. But I got my first beat program. I had to be 15 years old, and my man Raph gave me a pirated version. At the time, it was called Fruity Loops,
mm.
but it's
Okay.
called FL Studio now. They've stepped up. You know what I'm saying? But that was my first. That was my first program I got on the computer and then like that got me into learning MPC and just hardware and stuff like that. But like that was my first composition program, probably 15 years old.
Okay. Now tell me, now bring me back because you said that you were selling mixtapes while you were in school. So
Yeah.
like how was that whole like who helped you? Number one, who helped you do that? Who helped you put together multiple mixtapes? And number two, like how did that all go? Because you were like, yo, I can really get into this culture thing, and you're selling your
Yeah.
mixtapes, and not even just that. Was it you just rapping, or you just putting songs that were already out on the mixtape?
Oh no, I was making a lot of club mixtape and hip hop mixtapes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it wasn't me rapping selling my music. It was, really my dad taught me how to use the equipment and not to give too much of what was going on with my dad at the time but like he would be gone a lot
Mhm.
but I would have the equipment at the house and he taught me how to use it so I was always DJing and just making tapes and stuff and then like I'm 8 years old 7 years old it's these kids like music and stuff and ain't nobody else so I'm selling it for virtually nothing you know what I'm saying
Mhm.
and they ain't had much money so I'm like I'm giving away for snacks and
Mhm.
a couple dollars here and there but then eventually like my mother like, well, make me a tape. You know what I'm saying? And my aunt's like, well, make me a tape and make me mixes and stuff. So like that was my big thing is like DJing and selling tapes and he taught me how to do it. And I just would do it. That's the thing. Like you give me a fishing rod, I'm gonna go fishing. You know what I'm saying? So he just taught me how to work all the equipment. And I mean, I'm so young. Like
Mhm.
I cherish it so much now because I was so young, like learning how to hook up techniques and put the needle on the 1200s and all of that stuff. Like I'm really young doing this. And for him to trust me to do it, he must have, seen that I could do it. Cause you know how it is as a dad. My son now, he can't come around my equipment. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But like he put that in me to like, nah, this how you use it, this how you take care of it. Don't mess my needles up because those are expensive and I can't just go get them. Don't be scratching my records up. But so like, yeah, man, like that was my love for music. That's where it all began, and everything else. I just, I wanted to know more. I wanted to, I like songs, and I could always rap. You know what I'm saying? But it
Right.
always wasn't a way to record. So I recorded my first song on Common the Light. It was
Mm.
the instrumental on the record, on the backside of the record, and I just used the mic that I would record vocals on for my mixtapes. So it was like real, just it didn't sound that good or whatever, but that was my first like thing I did on wax. I think I
Mm.
was like 11 years old, 12 years old when that record came out.
Hey, look, man, shout out to your parents again, man, because they put that hip hop bug in you. And
Yeah,
and that is half the battle right there, especially growing up in, a city like Baltimore, because I know Baltimore. I don't know it that well,
yeah,
but as a youth, I know, especially in the inner city, you can get lost in doing other
yeah.
stuff. And like your parents actually had you on the right tracks, and man. So go out and shout out your parents again, man, because
Yeah,
they
it
deserve.
is. Shout out my dad and shout out my mom because she saw exactly what you was talking about and she moved me out to Columbia, which is a suburb outside of Baltimore.
Gosh.
You know what I'm saying? So
Stay, I,
she made
I
even when
stayed
we
in
lived,
Columbia. I stayed in Columbia for like a good hot minute, and I was
yeah,
just talking about Columbia maybe like 2 weeks ago, and I was telling my brother because he was too young to remember that we
yeah.
moved out there. I said, bro, it was totally different out there. I'm telling you, it
Oh
was
yeah.
nice.
Nah, shout out to her, man, because even when we couldn't live out there, I would move with my aunt and one of her friends to go to
Mhm.
school. She just wanted me to be in school out there. And, what Columbia did for me was just, it brought the world to me
Right.
because there's so many different types of people and tax brackets and stuff. So I'm friends with people who are millionaire, their parents are
Mhm.
millionaires. I'm friends with people who immigrants, every type of person. So like when I was after living in Colombia, I was able to go out anywhere in the world and really mix it up with anybody. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
shout out to my parents for sure for just making me a well-rounded person, individual, and music as well. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I want to go back to your DJing days. I got a two-part question. Number one, what was your go-to song that was always hitting right there? And number two, did you DJ like were you booked to DJ like local, parties and events like that throughout the city?
So I've been in a lot of different atmospheres DJing. Like, of course, I do the weddings, schools, kids, stuff like that. But I've DJed for artists. I've been a tour DJ. You know what I'm saying? I used to DJ for Megan the Stallion. I DJed for Styles P before. I've DJed for Sadat X. Like, I've been in a lot of different arenas, and I would be like a house DJ for a venue if there's a concert coming through, like the DMV, and they needed me to warm the crowd up. I would do that. So I mean, like it really did. As far as the song goes, it depends on the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I feel like every time I play "This Is It" somewhere,
Mhm.
it's always like you know what I'm saying? "This Is It" by Camp Blow is Lucchini is definitely
Mhm.
it's definitely that record I like to hear every time. Like if I'm doing a sound check or something, because it's
Mhm.
just that sample's so fresh.
Mhm.
It's one of the freshest beats still to this day. Like every
Yeah.
time it come on, it's like the first time.
Yeah, it's
So
timeless. So, like,
yeah.
tell me about your experience being a a tour DJ because that's kind of interesting because now because you make you're a producer, you're MC. We didn't even talk about you being an MC yet, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, and just being a tour DJ. So like how did that all come about? You being a tour DJ, and how was that whole experience for you?
Well, I'm a very, like I said, I'm very much indulged in the culture. So like with Megan, I met Megan before she became famous. She
Okay.
was on a show that I was doing in South by Southwest.
Mm,
And so I met her and her moms. Rest in peace to her moms. I met them in Texas. And I just took a liking to it, and that's how I am. Like that's I got my platform open gym. Like I even as an artist, like I like other artists. I think they're dope, and I want to
mhm,
do things to like help them. You know what I'm saying? So when I got back home, I had relationships with different venues and Live Nation and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, it's this girl Megan out of Texas. She fire, and I'm just watching her, put a dope freestyle out and go viral. Then I'm seeing her first single and I'm telling them like, yo, this girl's gonna blow up. We need to book her. You know what I'm saying? And so they slept, of course, but she ended up getting booked at the radio station through like a woman's history show.
mhm,
And I had got another artist that I like named Glam out of she out of California. I got her to open. So I just showed up with her because Glam produced DJ, so she do all that stuff on stage herself. So I'm literally just going there to support her, make sure the business go right, all of that. And I'm walking in there and everybody smirking at me, and they like, yo, it's your lucky day. And he's like, what? He was like, Megan showed up without a DJ. And we told her we knew the perfect person. Now, keep in mind, it's the radio station.
mhm,
Anybody could have DJ for her.
mhm.
But I had been telling them so long that they all was like, no, we're gonna let Nature DJ for her because he's been talking about her for months now. So, I ended up DJing for her. I hit it off with her and T Ferris, her manager.
Mhm.
And every time they came to the East Coast, they like, yo, we over here, meet up with us. You know what I'm saying? So I probably did about 10 different gigs with her. And as she was getting like crazy famous, you know what I'm saying? So the experience was great. It was just like, it was some good things and some bad things, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes being around fame and
Mhm.
people seeing you around that does stuff to people that's uh, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit too solid for certain industry shit.
Right.
So like, it was a great experience overall though, because it helped me see a lot. And it just like it just validated me that like I belong in this industry. I know how to maneuver. The relationships and seeds I planted were valuable and sincere and organic, and it just really helped me see like I belong here. I'm gonna keep going.
Word. So, and the one thing I like what you said also that you DJ for Megan Thee Stallion, and then you DJ for Sadat X. So tell
Mhm.
me about that experience because that's going from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum,
Yeah.
and and a true DJ knows how to adjust. I've
Hmm.
I've seen Premier do it. You know,
Yeah.
he can adjust to he could do the underground, he could do the mainstream. So like how
Hmm.
was all that experience or is it the same experience because all of you guys are artists. So how was it, dealing going from Megan to Sadat X?
When you a fan of music and you love music and you love the artist music, like for me, I'm just like I said, I listen to all types of music. I love it. I'm a student. I study everything, even stuff I might not necessarily like. I study it. You know what I'm saying? I want to know everything
Absolutely.
about the game. So like, it was a seamless like type of transition because I've just been in all arenas. Like I've rocked crowds that like Travis Scott, and I've rocked crowds that like LL Cool J. Like I've been in all of these rooms, and I'm at a very unique age where like I grew up as a kid as hip hop was fresh and all of that, and
Mhm.
watched it to branch out into alternative melodic and all of these other stuff that the younger people brought with it. I was able to live through that. I watched, music go from predominantly New York and in northern.
Mm-hmm.
I moved to Florida when Florida and Miami and Rick Ross and then Houston, like I moved down south as the music as they started taking on the music.
Mm-hmm.
So like I just have a unique blend of like experiences and just what I, how I approach the music. And so like Sadat X happened, like I actually went to go pick him up from the airport for a friend's show. This is
Mm-hmm.
just me again, being just being present. You know what I'm saying? I was going to the show anyway. He like, man, I'm caught up at the show. Sadat plane came in late. Can you scoop? And I'm like, of course. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and that's because I know who he is. Like, I'm gonna go scoop him, make sure he's straight.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm my album had just came out, so I picked him up and I'm just playing my album while we riding, but just low, not trying to like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, check me out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really like do that. And then, we cooling, we talking. And I take him to his B&B to drop his stuff off, but for the venue, and then he get back in the car, he be like, "Yo, who's this you been playing the whole time?" Like, "Yo, it's me." He was like, "Yo, that's fire. Turn that up." So boom, we connected like that. We in the green room, and the DJ that's there, he kind of being like a diva a little bit, like, "Oh, I came to
Mm-hmm.
DJ, I came to DJ for this. I ain't DJing for everybody, and the people got to pay me." Woo, woo, woo. So he like, man, he not really feeling his energy. I was like, man, I got my shit in the car. Like, oh, you DJ? Yeah, let's go. DJ for Sadat X. And that's the same thing with Megan. They didn't know if I had my stuff in the car or not. They just know I always do. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of my biggest opportunities came by chance. Like same
Mm-hmm.
thing with Styles P. I put another group on open, and that's the thing I do in my city. Like I have the relationship with the venues, the
Mm-hmm.
production companies. So if I see an artist grinding and I see they got a little bit of and a bigger opportunity would help them, I make the call. I submit the EPKs. I do all of that, and I have the relationship and the trust of the venue, so they trust my judgment. You know what I'm saying? And they just think it's like honorable that I'm doing that as an artist. Like they like, yo, you putting other people in position like that you could be putting yourself in. But I'm like, that's not the way these things last. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Styles needed a DJ. His DJ did Tech wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And so I DJ for the openers. They like, yo, Styles need a DJ. Bet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about money. I ain't talking about nothing. I'm just honored as a student and a lover of hip hop to be able
Right.
to do that. And I know, I mean, I'm not dumb. It's great on my resume. It's something to talk about now. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
so yeah, man. A lot of my stuff just come from being present in the moment and being genuine, just being a genuine person.
And my next question is, and this is the bonus question: how important is it to an artist to be prepared? Always have something on cue.
Hmm.
Always trying to seize the moment right then and there, because, like you said, it could just come up. So, as an artist, I want you to give advice to the other artists out there. How important is that to have something in your arsenal right then and there, because you don't know what the situation might turn out to be. So how important is that to you?
That's the number one thing. That's how everything happens. You know what I'm saying? You rarely get a chance to like see something set up and it go from steps 1 to step 10 chronologically. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time things come out of nowhere. And if you like a person that's always planting seeds and planting and planting and doing different things, you don't know when them things are gonna come up and to fruition. You know what I'm saying? So and nothing feel worse than not being prepared or able to tackle an opportunity because you weren't ready. Don't nothing feel worse. And
Mhm.
so you're gonna feel those. You're gonna make those mistakes. You're gonna do that. So my advice is to learn from that because you're gonna do it. You're gonna not be ready. You're gonna. My advice is to learn from that and get airtight as much as you can.
Right,
Don't give people an opportunity to have you missed the opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So like that's that's my claim to fame. I don't got the biggest numbers, the biggest this, the biggest that. I'm airtight. I scrape the plate, I maximize everything. And I make sure like if I can't be genuine, if I gotta put on to do it, I can't keep that up. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? I can't keep up an act. I can't keep up certain things. If it's something I can't stay with, I'm not even going. That's just not for me. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Yeah. So it's preparation, man. Preparation. There's no such thing as luck. It's just preparation and alignment. You know what I'm saying?
And seizing the moment and taking advantage of all your opportunities.
Absolutely.
Sometimes, and like you said, sometimes, you learn from it, and you might not be as prepared as you thought that you were, but that
Mhm.
will be okay. That will be a learning lesson. So, okay, this is what I got to do to go
Yeah.
forward.
Don't
So,
beat yourself. Don't beat yourself up. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? Feel what you need to feel to make the change. You know what I'm saying? Because it and then these things don't come often. They come few and far between for real. And just being prepared for anything that can happen. And the last thing I want to say on that is like, don't try to look at something by its cover and be like, oh, I don't got to give it my all, or I don't got to
ab-
follow through.
absolutely.
Because every situation, damn near, from the look of it, if I didn't look at it, if I didn't treat everything with the same intensity or the same importance, I would have missed something huge. I would have missed a
Absolutely.
pivotal point. So a lot of artists look at things and be like, "Oh, if such and such not connected to it, or ain't got this many numbers, or this much fame, or
Mhm.
whatever clout, I'm not even going." And I'm just like, "Yo, that's the biggest mistake everybody make, man. It's the biggest one."
Hey, perfect example, Megan Thee Stallion. I mean, you can actually say that you act, not saying that you discovered her, but you were just telling people, yo,
Yeah,
she's the next one.
it's a
And you
lot
were
of it's a
absolutely
lot
right.
of people. It's a lot of
Mhm.
people like Stove God having his moment right now. People know Stove God because we one of the first ones to book him in Baltimore, and we was screaming Stove God when nobody knew nothing. You know what I'm saying? And we still have. He picks up the phone for me today. His whole team, everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Because it's just genuine.
let me tell you something real quick. And I know this is about Nature Boy. This is your interview.
Yeah,
But them upstate New York cats,
they different, man.
they
They got
different.
they
Shout
waited
out
their turn.
shout out to Syracuse, shout out to Albany, shout out to Buffalo. When I
Rochester.
first when I first heard Stove God, I was
Mhm.
blown away. And uh Rock Marciano produced his whole first album.
Yeah, shout
And
out
I
to
was
Rock because he the god of
yeah,
all that shit, man.
yeah,
God of all that
yeah,
shit.
man. Yeah, man. But I want to talk about the Baltimore hip hop scene
Okay.
because I kind of know it a little bit, but
Yeah.
not as much because shout out to Ralph Almighty, shout out to Snook the Crook, shout out to
Yeah.
Jamil
Snook, that's my
Honesty.
brother.
Those are my people right there. Shout out to I think Jay Royale is from
Yeah, Jay Royale
Baltimore.
from Baltimore. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
bro,
El Conscious, all like,
I play all of them.
yeah, those
so
those my brothers, man.
so tell me about that whole scene because it's a lot of spitters down there that I'm not saying that they get lost in the shuffle because we know that mainstream hip hop dominates, but just tell me because like that whole pocket right there, including yourself, you guys got something going on in Baltimore, man. So tell me, is it that tight down there in the underground hip hop scene?
Nah, man, like, so Baltimore's very unique in the sense of like, Baltimore and DC too, because like, I
Mhm,
claim I'm Baltimore till I die, but I have been in DC. I have been in, PG. And so like the DMV, DC music, Maryland, Virginia scene, this just area. When it comes to
mhm,
Baltimore, it isn't a part of that DMV branded thing. It's like an island. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
It's its own thing, its own accent, its own, like, it's hood as hell, but it's also like a love there, like it's cultural, like, so for me, it's so much talent there. I mean, like, if you even look at like club music, you know what I'm saying,
mm,
and how the world is influenced by Baltimore club music, you know what I'm saying, and the surrounding cities, you
mhm,
know. So it's a unique place, but it's kind of like its own island. So it's very
okay,
influential. And as far as those spitters that you name, stuff like that, it's the underground of the underground. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? it's like, every I feel like every underground scene gets that time where people start looking a little more like you name
Mhm.
upstate New York just got that lens right now where everybody's like the underground is looking at them. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because of what the Griselda boys was able to do. You know what I'm saying? And but every kind of scene gets that lens. But like just by you naming those people, it's just a testament to how talented they are. Because these dudes, they've been grinding like they like my big brothers. They a little
Yes,
older
sir.
than me. You know what I'm saying? So I grew up looking up to them and their grind, and they went. It's everybody go through that hardships, but they come from like I come from paper
Mhm.
tickets. Not many people accepting hip hop in their venues, not many ways to go with it. Not many people like they really are pioneers of certain shit when it comes to Baltimore hip hop. So like they talented as hell, and that's where people like me come in. Where like you know, I look at them all like big brothers and role models.
Mhm.
So like yes, me aligning my music with them is one thing because I put Ilkans on I put a producer who put Ilkans on the Stove God show. But
Okay.
we've all built a relationship now where it's like if I see something or if I could do something a little further than just being vertically integrated musically, if I could do something further, then I'm gonna do it. So, just a lot of talent, not a lot of resources, not
Yeah.
don't got the scope. And even the DMV, which is a bigger market, it just lacks structure. It lacks industry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot of clout, it's a lot of famous people, local fame, it's a lot of people who get big, but it's not a lot of people like behind the scenes trying to make it make sense outside of the people that they like mess with. It's not a
Mhm.
lot of people sitting across the table like, okay, you might be invested in this, but we need to start moving outward a little bit and spreading this around. Because that's what it takes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it takes those and like, Baltimore, everybody's working on it. You know what I'm
Oh, yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
yeah, it's a work in progress.
I got one quick story. When I first started Savi Radio in New Jersey, my people down in Camden, New Jersey. Shout out to Camden, New Jersey. Shout out to my man, Silverback Lauren, producer, MC. He does everything. He was like, "Yo, I got these two guys from Baltimore. They're twins. They rap. They're in a group." I'm like, "Yeah, all right." And bro, when I heard them, I was just like, "They're like the offspring of MOP."
Yeah.
Rap Almighty and yo, let me tell you something, man. They and I had I interviewed them on the radio show, and I
Mhm.
had an actual pleasure because they performed down in Trenton, New Jersey, and I went down there to see them one
Okay.
Sunday before I did my radio show, and it's just like those two have something, man, and and every chance I get, if they're together, they haven't done a group project in a while, but they
No.
do, separate, like they do features and all that, and they do their own thing. Any chance I get, I play them, and just like Jamil Honesty, I
Mhm.
met him. I think he hit me up on Instagram, and we no, I'm sorry. Shout out to my man Sharif out there in Louisville, Kentucky. He promotes music also, and he put me onto Jamil Honesty, and I was like, "Yo, where's this brother from?" He's like, "Baltimore." And then,
Yeah.
then that's when the floodgate opened. Then I was playing J Royale for maybe like 2 years straight. I didn't know
Mhm.
where he was from, but then all of a sudden they were like, "Yeah, he's from Baltimore." I'm like, what the hell is going on down there in Baltimore, bro? Because it's like they got something going
They
on down
potent.
there.
It's potent, man. These dudes
Yeah,
are
man.
potent. They
Yeah.
potent. They potent writers and spitters, man. And like
Yes,
I
sir.
said, like this, that's I like I said, I tip my hat to all of them because I'm just a little younger and I grew up watching these guys. You know what I'm saying? Scar
Sure.
Akbar, Easy Jackson, Comp, like everybody. Like I it's a lot of people that like I get to where I'm going. Everybody getting flowers. Everybody getting
Yes, sir.
you know what I'm saying? Like so, yeah, for sure, man. Baltimore got it.
what was the name of Snoop the Crook and Ralph Almardi's group?
Dirt
What was
Platoon.
Dirt Platoon? That's it, man.
Yeah,
Yo, they had something, bro, and
yeah.
and they still have something, you know. And I hope that
L,
whatever.
L, so L Cons and Snook rocking together. Like everything they do it together, which is beautiful because, like,
Mhm.
it's just like those brothers, and it's perfect because L Cons got the smooth, crazy cadences, all of that.
Right,
And then Snook bring that gritty, like you
the
said,
grit, yeah.
MOP. So it's just a perfect, you know what I'm saying? What they've been able to do together, separate but together, has been real cool too. They've been all over. They've been traveling Europe, everything like that.
Mm.
And they actually, I think Ill got a show coming up where he's doing a show with Jizza for his
Okay,
album release in December.
okay.
So yeah, man, those really my guys. I got some stuff coming up with Ill Cons too, about to come out.
Well, I can't wait to hear that, man. You got to send that to me now. You produce, you DJ. I mean, so like, when did the MCing start all coming in, man? Because it's like you're holding like a lot of hats in in this hip hop culture. So like, when did that bug for you? When did that catch on being an MC?
So I rapped the whole time.
Okay,
I started recording music in like high school. So like
okay,
my freshman year of high school, I me and my homie Nicest, he had moved to Columbia from New York,
hmm,
and he was just straight spitter, had just always writing in his composition books. Like he was dope. And like I told you, I always just had an eye for the dope.
hmm.
And I was making beats. And so we started a group called Tay and Nicest. And I was the producer MC and he was just straight MC. And that's when, that's when my MCing journey really started because we started getting shows
Hmm.
and doing different things. Probably after high school is when we started doing shows and really
Okay.
moving, branding ourselves, and we were a group pretty much from I want to say like 2005 or 2004 to like probably like 2012, something like
Okay.
that. We had gotten a band together up in New York out of Staten Island, and then my mom got sick, and I moved back to Baltimore. He was still in New York, and then just growing as men, we kind of grew separately a little bit,
Hmm.
and and I was still like I said, I was rapping the whole time, and then I
Hmm.
got into another group with this dude Brain Rap that we all grew up with, and we did a lot. We did a lot together. Our group started joint. Let somebody join another group,
Hmm.
and I was always just in those group kind of settings, whether it was a band or a group of MCs, because I could play my part on all fronts. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I could wear all the hats I needed to when in group situations. And then I went solo when my mom passed. My mom passed in 2014, and I made my first solo album in 2016, and it's just been solo from there.
Now, was it no condolences to you and your family about your mom. Was it hard for you to, or did that give you inspiration to continue to do music, especially your first album?
Yeah, it was a little bit of both. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like a lot of the pain and everything I endured because I took care of her while she had cancer. So like I had stopped. I was doing music, but not able to really move like I needed to because I was
Mhm.
responsible for her. So I went through a lot of grieving, and with grieving comes, substances. So I stayed creative, but I also figured out how to put my pain and everything in the music, whether it was anger, whether it was partying, whether it was sadness, suicidal, all of that went
Mhm.
into my first album. And music became, at that point, MCing became therapeutic. Before that, I don't think it was really as therapeutic as it was before my first solo album. I think it was just fun and it was cool and I could do it. But since that moment, music became therapeutic and something I had to do, writing and um So yeah, it definitely was the boost, and she would have wanted me. She was my biggest fan. She was the one selling my mixtapes and pushing me to keep going. And it wasn't always like that. Like, my mother wanted me to be an electrical engineer. She wanted me to not be in music as much as she was influential to my music. She wanted me to do something else, get us out the hood type shit. You know what I'm saying? But she also knew that it was inevitable. Like it was just in me to do. So she like, if you're gonna do it, be serious. So once she saw I was serious, then she got behind it full steam. Like,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? So shout out to my mom's because she
Yeah,
definitely
shout
was
out to your mom, man.
yeah.
No, that's what's up, man. You have some great parents because some parents like, that hip hop shit, you don't want to do all that. But I mean they really encouraged you and they supported you 100%. Look what you're doing now. And it's like I said before, you took advantage of your opportunities and and you made something of it. And my next question is, just moving to or staying in New York City, um, how was that whole experience? And was that, I'm not saying a cultural shock per se in the hip hop scene, but how did you adapt and adjust, or was it just like business as normal, just being in New York City?
I always moved around. So
Mhm.
like, I always could adapt anywhere because I always moved around. Like I lived in Florida before I went to New York. I moved to so many different places, and then I had been to New York so much because I also I was in a cover band, like a corporate cover band that would do weddings and different little stuff. Like I did like John Elway's fundraiser in Denver and stuff like that. So I used to go to New York a lot, and I used to take that China bus a lot. So
Yep.
so so it
Yep.
was really like what New York did for me because it was a fast moving city, and that's where I used to make a lot of money at.
Mm.
It showed me that's where the money at. Like it made me think of money more. It made me think moves and moving and shaking. Like New York, just every time I go there, even now, I'm like, nah, we gotta get to it. Even though I'm already getting to it, I'm like, we gotta get to it more. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what New York do to me. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It just make me want to make moves. It just inspires me to keep it moving, keep going and 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 get to it. You know what I'm saying?
And what part of New York
I
were you living?
was I was in Staten Island.
Okay. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
what year was that?
Like 2011,
Okay.
2012. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was in Staten Island, but spent a lot of time in Brooklyn. I would, stay with my peoples in Brooklyn, but that was just based out of there with my band. And then,
Okay.
I was always taking that ferry over,
Now,
like lived in the ferry.
when you said that you was in the band, like, what did you do in the band? Like, what was your position in the cover band that you were in?
So in the cover band, so I was in two bands. I was in the band in with the boys from Staten Island, the Rising Sun All Stars. I was rapping in
Okay.
that joint and writing the songs with the bass player. We would write the songs, make songs together in the studio. And then the other band, the cover band, I rapped and sang. Like I
Okay.
would sing songs that cause I could hold a note some. So
Mhm.
I would sing the songs that I was able to sing because they had some singers in the band that could like do Stevie and
Mhm.
really, really sing. But I would do like, Get Lucky by, uh Daft Punk or something. Like,
Yeah.
you know, sing
Yeah.
along songs, you know what
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
would rap like Biggie and do Pitbull and Flow Rider verses and stuff like that. Like whatever the gig called for, we would learn the songs and do them. So, and that was my first time getting paid to like perform, like, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Where I didn't have to sell tickets to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So New York did a lot for me in the professional sense of like music and we used to have rehearsals and had choreography and all of that other stuff. It was like it was a music industry type feel just being in this cover band.
Now, you've been in cover bands, you've been in bands, you've been in hip hop groups, and now you're a solo artist.
Yeah.
Was that a jump that you were kind of hesitant, or you just like, you know what, now it's time for me to do my own thing and show the people that I can do it. So like, was that a hard transition for you becoming a solo artist?
It is, man, because and it's not because of anything. Like I've had plenty of preparation to do it on my own. Like I don't need a hype man. I've had plenty of mic experience from being an artist to being a DJ. Like DJing probably helped me on stage the most. Reading the crowd,
Mhm.
knowing when to, transition,
Mhm.
knowing when they ain't feeling it, and knowing how to like improvise, getting a heckler. Like DJing helped me so much with like MCing. And but the scariest part I think of going solo is, and this is when you do anything for yourself in life, so it's outside of music. When you start focusing on just you, the support feels smaller, even if it ain't. It feels like people care less because it's just about you. You're the main
Mhm.
focus. So that part's scary for me because I'm such a we person. I'm such a we gonna get it. I think about other people. I've put people before me a lot. So that shock of like, okay, now I'm focusing on me and that same energy ain't giving back to me is probably the hardest part. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta be secure in that. You gotta somehow be able to validate yourself. You gotta know what you're doing is right. You gotta be okay with feeling lonely or feeling isolated. Like that until things pick up and it starts looking beneficial to other people, that's how it's gonna feel.
Okay,
So like, being a solo artist, that's probably the scariest part. Everything else is like, I'm ready for this. I'm built for this. You know
got you.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
And I also wanted to ask you, because social media is like the end all be all right now. I mean, you can get a lot of stuff done on social media. You don't think that nobody's watching you on social media, but everybody's watching. And it only takes maybe like one or two posts that you do that can that can skyrocket out. So and not even just that. I was actually watching you maybe like a couple days ago,
Hmm.
and and I said, hey, in the comments I said, hey, I'm gonna play your song. You was like, oh yeah, shout out to you. I mean, and, like you actually acknowledged
Yeah.
and you were interacting with the people that were in the comments. So social media, how important is that to an artist? Not even just an up and coming artist, but to any artist, like even like a legendary artist. How important is it to engage on social media?
Man, it's one of those things that's everything right now. It's just a part of it, but it's so big a part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like the advantage is being able to touch people and get to people without even moving.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of it. The and being able to just, see what's going on out there. But
Mhm.
everything has a duality. So like, for instance, I manage venues. We see tours coming through. You see people with millions of followers. They put their tickets out for sale. They can't sell 20 tickets. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So sometimes social media can create a facade.
Mhm.
People. We've made it important because engagement and popularity has always been a drug. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So we actually make it more important than it actually is. And so people that are in power know how to make money off of that and make that a thing. Like if you have a good amount of followers and influence, if you know how to do it, you can make a substantial amount of money if you know how to pitch it right. I've seen a lot of people with a lot of followers be like, "Hey, I could do these things, put up a pitch deck, all type of stuff," and because they have the followers and you know, a good team of people who can put a good deck together, they'll be like, "Okay, we'll give you the money because we feel like you could do this. You have all the things that make sense." But social media is social media, so it don't always translate into real life.
Mhm.
Um, if you go on social media for famous people and you go in their comments, you might see all the hate before you even see the love.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's very important, it's very real, and then it's not important and it's unreal at the same time. It's like one of the only things that are like the magnitude is both. Like it can mean everything and mean nothing at the same time. And it can be great and terrible at the same time. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
And
But
you know,
here,
and I'm sorry. Go ahead.
nah, I'm just like here we are in 2025 though, where it's just it's a. I think it's taking a point. I think people are waking up though because the phrase men lie, women lie, numbers don't ain't true when it comes to the internet. You can
Mm.
lie completely, and now we throwing AI in the mix. Now things are getting really shaky. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm,
I think it's a transitional point right now.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. How do you feel as an artist about AI?
Um, I feel like AI is like it's like drugs, man. Like it could be fun and it could be cool if you just do it a little bit, but once you start doing too much with anything, it just becomes bad. You know what I'm saying? Like food is good; it's supposed to nourish you and feed you, but if you eat too much of it, you could die. You know what I'm saying? It could harm your health. It's like with anything, man. So I think it's cool. Like technology is cool. You know what I'm saying? Um, but there's gonna be a hurtful side to it. It's gonna replace things that people do. Like it's gonna replace the need for people. And then, once it over is oversaturated, the need for people will come back. Cause everything, it's like bars. Like bars disappeared for a while. People
And
didn't
then
want to hear
then
hip
it came
hop and
back.
bars, and then it came back. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like why people like Bruno Mars and Anderson Paak because soul music and had died for a little bit because people wanted to hear R&B and then they wanted to hear electronic and now people want to hear that soul again. Like everything rotates and makes its way back around. But AI is I think it's one of the more scarier ones because of like the potential of what it could do. And we grew up on Terminator and grew up on a lot of different things where it's like, a computer taking over could be scary. You know what I'm
Yeah, we're
saying?
actually seeing it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
like
crazy.
it's crazy to watch it. Like,
Mhm.
but um, you know, yeah, like it's one of them things like, oh shit. It's like Trump being in office. I'm like, oh shit, here we are. Like, I can't believe we're here, but here we
Yeah,
are.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, we here, bro. Yeah, we definitely here. So,
yeah,
my next question, because you're doing a lot, you're really entrenched in the culture. How did you come up with the idea of starting your own clothing line? Because that is super crazy and it's time consuming.
yeah.
And where do you have all the time to do all this? You see what I'm saying?
It's because I'm crazy, man. I'm a crazy person. Like I've come to terms in the last couple of years that I don't have it all up here. But nah, so the clothing line plus the designer is black comes from my music. It was me. There's a hat I'm wearing on Godfather. It's like a bucket but it looks like a lampshade with the folds and stuff. My man is the designer of it, and I was shouting him out on the record, and I
Mhm.
said the hat is $100 a hat plus the designer is black, and it just rung like plus the designer is black. Just it took about 4 months, but I was like, yo, that's something.
Mhm.
And me and one of my creative directors like we've always made merch together and we made a lot of Nature Boy merch and my name on it and stuff and it's like we just came to realization that like man people gonna like the merch if they like the music or they like you but that it's a ceiling on it, you know what I'm saying? If they don't know you gotta we want to make something that like if they just saw it down the street it's gonna impact them not even knowing what it is. So with that in mind, when I said plus the design is black and I drew it out like how I wanted it to him, he made it and I put it on a shirt and some truckers and it went platinum. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It went crazy and I was just like it just people's feedback of like what that phrase how it impact them means the most out of everything. Like yes, the money, yes, people wearing the clothes, but the fact that like just a line that I said in a song, one line impacts this many people. And I always make a joke saying I'm going to retire off of that one bar after
Mm.
making thousands and thousands of bars. That one bar is going to make me retire. You know what I'm saying? So the clothing, and the the design is black says a lot to me. Like we one of the most sorry, we're the most influential people of the world, culturally, musically, everything. Like we influence the world so heavily, but we're so underrepresented, in a lot of spaces. Our voices are, we get quiet. We've been told to be quiet a lot. Just shut up and do it. Have people
Mhm.
come through, take the things that we do well, make industries out of it, and cut us in on our own shit. Hip hop is like that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
absolutely.
We run this with a pulse, with a heart, but like, other people come
They
through and
come through
industrialize it.
and they reap the benefits off of what
Yeah.
you guys have done. No, no, absolutely.
Right. So like, that phrase is a reminder, is a statement, And I did plus the design is black because it's like in addition to, and also, and don't forget, you know what I'm saying? The designer is black. And, for some people religiously, that can mean Jesus is black. For
Yeah.
some people artistically, and the word designer isn't like fashion designer, it just means the creative, the person creating. You know what I'm saying? So the phrase has built its own world, and I put it on clothes, but the idea is going to go so much further. It's going to be a scholarship one day. It's going to be a network that showcases, because I build platforms, I showcase artists. So I want to showcase people who are creating things that are influenced by or help us get our voice out, get our creation, give us more ownership. Like it's basically how, Amazon started from selling books to now
Yep.
challenging our US postal system. How Netflix started with DVDs and tapes and now produces their own movies. Like that's what I see plus the design is black becoming from clothing.
What is your best selling piece of merchandise to date?
Um Probably the plus the designer's black trucker hat.
Okay. Do you got one right now that you can show us right now on the camera?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they all around
Come
my
on,
house.
brother. Come on, brother. Like look, this is what we do here, man.
Come on,
You
man.
gotta
You know
be,
what I'm
you
saying?
gotta be. That's why I like you. You always prepare. Like bring it up a little bit closer. Let me see. I like that. I
Yeah,
like that. Okay, so that's like the most the bestseller right there. So like, do
yeah.
you have any new up and coming, because it's the winter time? Like, do you have any winter wear, any hoodies or anything like that that people can check out?
Oh yeah, I got hoodies on the website. I got
Okay,
let
we're
me
gonna talk
see.
about the website in a minute too. Also,
Yeah, we got, man. Listen, hold on. Look, we got the whole
see, this is what I like, brother. Always prepared,
the,
and that's why I
the
said, yeah, always prepare, and that's what it's all about. Yeah, I like that.
you know what I'm saying? Got the vest. There's about to be a jacket soon. We got the crew necks.
Okay.
We got all type of stuff, man.
And that's all on the website. You can go on the website and purchase that and support that. Oh, you also got
Yeah.
art too, man. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Look, you got,
Yeah.
bro. You're a creative. Like I wouldn't say that you're crazy or anything like that, because you said, I don't know, I just be thinking different. Nah, bro. It's like you have an idea and you go with it, and that's what it's all about. Because some people just sit on ideas, and it's like years or months, weeks, months, years later, they're like, damn, I really should have, you know, did what I said I was gonna do. And you just think about it, you're like, yo, this is what I'm doing, and you go right forward and you take that leap, man, and that's what it's all about. So tell me about the show, New York City, next Saturday, November 29th in Brooklyn. Tell me what that show is about, who's gonna be on the show, and what can we expect Nature Boy and Friends show that's coming up.
So, like I said, one of the people that I work with here in DC, she just got a talent buying job up at our Solar Brooklyn, which is
Mhm.
the old knitting factory owned by Hannibal Burris. And we've done a lot of successful shows here in DC. And she got me up there in New York, and New York is a very important place to me when it comes to hip hop, when it comes to my career, and I want to do a great job there. It's like it's like every person when they play in the NBA. It's something about the Garden. You know what I'm saying? Like New York as
Yep.
a whole is the Garden to me. So um, I'm headlining the show, which is a big thing for me. You know what I'm saying? It's my first headlining show in New York. And I'm bringing artists that I think are dope from the area and some people that I know up in New York. My boy Reg Wins. I'm bringing the Funky Nomads, which is the band that tours with Jizza, doing the anniversary of Liquid Swords. Because I toured with Jizza and stuff too with them, met them there, and yeah, it's some artists that I've been mentoring. But I got a lot of people and a lot of friends in the industry that know I'm coming to throw a show in Brooklyn. So I don't know who gonna pop up
That's
or
what's
who
up.
gonna tell me the day of that, but it's gonna be fun, man. I'm just gonna have a lot of fun. I'm bringing a lot of the DMV with me. I'm bringing New York with me, and we just gonna have a good time, man.
That's what's up. Now I want to talk about new music because like I said earlier in the show, I'm playing Summer Walker on Sabi Radio right now on
Okay.
Sundays, 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. on WPRB 103.3 FM. A shameless plug, but hey,
Uh,
just tell me about the new music that you got cooking up, man, and what can we look for, and when is a whole project going to be coming out, or is the whole project out right now?
yeah. So the last project I dropped was in June. It's called Antonio. And it's fully produced by my man LD Beats out of Raleigh, North Carolina. This is
Okay.
like this my man's. He produced the whole project, including Summer Walker.
Mhm.
And since I made my project in 2022 called Godfather, my mission with my music is to just be as transparent as possible, to grow, show it's okay to grow, show it's okay to hurt, show it's okay to try and fail, just all type of stuff. I just want to be completely. I want my I want my son to press play on my music and know who I am from a kid all the way up until now. Um, and that's my goal with my music. So Antonio is one album out of the trilogy me and LD are doing. I'm gonna do all three of my names, first, middle, and last. So Dante's coming out probably in June, or I'm sorry, in January or February. I haven't
Okay.
decided yet. We actually just got done the tracks a couple days ago, but that's the next project, and then Irvin will come out probably in before summer or something like that.
Okay. Okay.
But what I've been doing lately is getting with producers doing cuts with just one producer. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Doing EPs and projects with just one producer. Cause this is also a new territory for me. Like I've been producing all my music up like the first 4 or 5 albums, I produced them solely. So me getting with other producers that I've met through my producer community, Fresh Produce, uh, is like I did that for other people, but
Mhm.
it served me too. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of dope producers come through there and they like, yo, I heard your music, I got beats for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I met a lot of producers that I'm working with now. And yeah, just expect more honesty, more growth, you know what I'm saying? And my hopes is that my peers in the hip hop game will see what I'm doing, hear what I'm doing, and want to jump in the mix because I'm ready. I want to be on them records with some of the best spitters and show that I'm one of them too. So I'm not ducking no smoke on records. I want the most fire MCs on records with me, all that, because I play up to the competition, friendly
Who
competition, all of that.
who is the one MC and the one producer and the one DJ that you would like to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
I wanna work with Jadakiss. That's my favorite rapper.
Okay.
Jadakiss is my favorite rapper. Um, man, producer wise, probably Alchemist.
Okay.
Alchemist. I feel like to be underground hip hop and say Alchemist might be a little cliche, but
No,
he is
not
one.
really.
He is one of them.
Yeah.
Just Blaze is another one.
Mhm.
I need Blueprint era Just Blaze.
Right.
I think
Right.
I
Right.
still need that. And DJ wise, man, it's so many good DJs.
Mhm.
I love the way Jazzy Jeff performs.
Mm.
He's a great performing DJ. Um, DJ Premier.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's I could go all day. I
No,
love
yeah, yeah, it's
yeah,
hard, man.
yeah,
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 no question. So,
yeah.
real quick, we're about to wrap up, but I want to talk about the website that you have out now, man, because like I said, you're a man of all hats, and how did you come up with the website, and and just give out all the information, and what can we expect to see on the website also?
Yeah, I mean, so I have a couple websites. I got PlusTheDesignersBlack.com. Of course, that's everything, that brand. I got NatureBoyMusic.com, which is me, just my music. Because when you wear so many hats, having it all in one place can kind of get a little muddy. So
Yeah.
my upcoming shows, my music, um, anything I got going on, merch drops is on natureboymusic.com. And then my other one is opengym.us. And that's all my events I throw, all the shows I help produce. Because outside of my own independent shows, I do bigger shows. We got a show coming up with Division. We're going to be doing some ticket giveaways on that. Uh, and yeah, we just everything culturally are on those three websites if you ever want to know anything with me, and we update them all the time. So that's
Okay.
where you can find all the latest information.
Now, my last question is, and I like to do this because, especially with multi-talented artists like yourself, if you could pick one thing, you can only do one thing for the rest of your career, whether it be designing clothes, DJing, MCing, or producing. Which one would it be and why?
Hmm. Honestly, it would probably be it would probably be producing shows.
Okay. Okay. I didn't even put that in. I didn't even put that in
Yeah,
the mix. Okay. And why is that?
because it would be the thing that would embody everything, that would keep everything together. Because at shows, you
Mm.
got a merch table, so merch is involved. You have MCing, you have DJing, and then you got the people. You know, and the energy I get. Live shows is my favorite thing of this all. Even as an MC selling
Mhm.
clothes, I'd rather do it in person. Everything like I love the in person connection from shows. My favorite artists are because I seen them live. You know what I'm saying? And they was able to capture me live. So
Got
I
it.
would probably produce shows because it just embodies everything else.
What my last question is, what is the advice that you can give artists out there trying to get into this business, trying to get heard, trying to get seen, um, trying to get shot. And you know what? Before I answer that, like, was it always a goal for you to get signed, or you just wanted to stay independent?
Um, of course, when you first get into it, you like, I
You
want
want
to
to
get
get signed.
signed
You want to get
because
signed.
that's
Yeah.
what we knew. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and even now, I would still get signed now, but because of the brand positioning,
Right.
more so than like the check or the machine, because you still got to do the work. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody that is going to take you and just do everything for you.
Right.
So even when you sign, you still got to independently work.
Hmm.
Um, but how long I've been working independently, I would want to get signed because I know what relationships, what business avenues, what brand alignment that could create for a person that's been independent as long as I have.
Okay.
So I would take a deal, or I would just take a great um, funding partner because I know what to do with the money. I know where it needs to go. I've been able to create a lot of money with no money. I've been able to create a lot of fires with no wood. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been able to do these things out of thin air. So I know like if I had like a money source flowing where I'm like, okay, marketing, more merch situations. Let's pay to get in this situation because we know how we're gonna make the money back. Like I know how to pay to play.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I would trade other than the label is like, okay, let me just get a partner that got liquid. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great answer. And my last question is, what is your advice to artists out there that's that's trying to get into this game, and they feel as though their brand is not going anywhere, they're not getting heard, or they're not getting the just due that they deserve. So, like, what is your advice to artists right now coming up?
The main thing I feel like, and this is my opinion, because it's not like this for everybody, but value changes based on the environment you're in and your intentions. So everybody might not see your music or you as valuable in their situation. And so you either going to change your situation so that the value changes, or you're going to adjust to what is valuable in the environment you're in. For me, you know, what started it for me was where I started to gain value that I have now is like I wanted to do shows. There weren't a lot of people giving us shows, but there are a lot of venues that need people in their venues.
Mm.
So I learned the game of like pulling people out the venues and going to venues and being like, hey, I can get this number of people out into your venue guaranteed. What can we work out on the business? They don't care about my music. They don't care about my dreams. They do care about their life staying on and their business going. And they
Yep.
got something and I need their place of business. I need a track. So I need something and you need something. And people, the more artists realize that this is what it is. People either need you or they don't, and you need them or they don't. And finding the middle grounds are the best relationships where what we need from each other is reciprocated and respected and cherished. That's the other parts of it. But everybody is being utilized in some way. And so if you can't be utilized in any way, you're probably not going to get to the things you want to get. And you got to be okay with being utilized sometimes. I don't like to use the word use because
Right.
nobody going to use me, but
Mhm.
there is some utility with me. You know what I'm saying? So I would just be like, man, run your value up so that you are in spaces that need, require, cherish, respect your value.
That's some great advice, man. So, how can people get in contact with you? How can people follow you? So, give out all your social media handles.
Yeah, so if you want to get, anything music, because everybody contacts me for everything else, but anything music, Nature Boy music, my art, anything like that, at Nature Boi music on all of the platforms, TikTok, Instagram, all of that. Nature Boy Music at Gmail is the email. NatureBoyMusic.com. Like everything just that clothing plus the designersblack.com plus the designers black on every social media thing. I make it real easy. You know what I'm saying? All events and anything outside of Nature Boy himself or the clothing line is OpenGem.us, Open Gem USA on all of the platforms.
Hey, look, I want to thank you for coming on, because of the fact is, Gina was right. She was like, "Yo, you're not going to be disappointed with this artist right here. He has a lot of stuff going on." And I was like, "Okay." And then once I started to read the bio and then actually listen to what you said, I apologize in the beginning. I thought you were from Kansas City, maybe because Gina is from there. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, yeah. That's cool.
You see what I'm saying?
Shout out to KC though.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to Kansas City, man. But I learned a lot from you in this interview of how passion can turn into a career. And that's what you've done with the help of your parents. They put that bug in your ear and they encouraged you and they supported you from when you were a little kid, and they taught you some of the things about the hip hop culture. And then you just took it to another level by selling mixtapes, by putting together mixtapes and DJing, and you took the DJing skill and you betted on yourself, and you went to South by Southwest, and you met Meg the Stallion, and that led to other opportunities by DJing for her. And you DJ for Side X, Styles P. The name it goes on and on. And not even just that, you're a master at putting shows together. I mean, that is so hard to do.
Yeah.
Because I know like a lot of friends that do that, and they get very frustrated. And I know sometimes you could probably get frustrated too, but the end results, because if you put the right people together and the right venues, it can all work out. And like you said, you're younger, growing up in Baltimore, and you got the OGs like Snook the Crook, Ralph Almighty, Jamil Honesty. The list goes on and on. All of these great underground artists are not even just underground artists; they're just great artists. Period. They make great music, and you have the support of them. And you took it to New York, and now look at you now. Like you run 3 social media pages, probably what 3 websites. You design clothes. I mean, and you're raising. How old is your son? If you don't mind me asking, how old is your son?
My son's 8.
Now, okay, my very last question is: would you want your son to get into the music industry?
I don't not want him to be in the music industry. I
Would
want
you
my
want?
son.
You don't want to deter him. If he wants to do it,
Yeah,
you're
and that's with
yeah, yeah,
anything. My
yeah.
son's really creative now. Like he
Okay.
draws, he paints, he makes jewelry. Like my son is like literally me and his mom because his mom's creative too. And we just pour into that. We like, yo, you want to do music today, you can. You want to draw today, you can. Like we don't want to put the chokehold on nothing he could be. And he's real smart in school. Like he's, going to his honor roll ceremony on Tuesday. So it's just like,
Oh,
I,
congratulations.
thank you. I just want him to out how I live is like, there are some limits because there's some things that was put on me by the generation before me and some of like my hardships. But I want him to believe he could do whatever it is he wants and like me, know that it could go from an idea to a reality. That's all I want to show him. Like look, and he's grown up in it. My son's been to every venue in the city, know my son, seen him grow up, seen him from a baby
Mhm.
in a baby carriage to like now walking around. He's performed on stage before, done, one of his songs in front of hundreds of people. Like he's had he's rich in experiences already, and that's I just want to keep pouring into that for him.
No, is he going to be one of the guest surprises at the at the November 29th
I
show?
wish.
Is
Nah,
that the guest?
my man be traveling on the holidays, man. We don't even get to see him on the holidays, man.
Or
He be gone with grandma somewhere in another state or
I
somewhere
feel
else,
you.
man. He be moving around. So nah, he not one of the guests, but it just my thing is just everybody just need to be there, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
And
need to be there because it's
that's
definitely
October.
gonna be a memorable moment.
That's November the 29th at the Isola in
Yep,
Brooklyn, New York.
yep. I
And
solo
what time?
Brooklyn,
Solo. What time does that start?
7 o'clock, 7 p.m.
Okay. And when time does it end?
Uh, 11.
Where can people get tickets at, or you could just pay at the door?
NatureBoyMusic.com tickets right there, and they cheaper than going to the door right now. The $10 ticket sale just ended today, but you can still get them for 15 right now, and then they're gonna be 25 at the door. So
Okay. Okay. Word. Hey, look, man, I want to thank you for coming on, man. Anything that I can do on my end to promote you. Shout out to Gina once again. That was just Gina just calling me because I got to do an interview with Phantom of the Beat, and this is going to be super. Look, this is Sunday, and I get a chance to talk to, you, Nature Boy, and now I'm going to talk to Phantom of the Beat, and like his story is crazy also, and
yeah,
it's just a super Sunday for me, man. Forget football, man. I like what I do right now, just talking to the artists, man, because I gain so much more knowledge and so much more respect, just by talking to you guys. And like I said before, people don't see how it all started. They just see what's going on right now. And
Yeah.
what you just did, you laid out everything for us of not even your struggle, but how you maneuvered through this whole industry is a great story, man. And to be honest, I see more things coming, great things coming to you in the near future, man. And I really want to appreciate you coming on, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate your time, man. Thank you. This is great to be able to do to tell the story. It's only so much you could do in a song for a couple minutes.
Yes, sir.
So thank you.
And look, man, we're gonna be supporting you, and also make sure after this interview, shoot me some more of your. I know Gina, she sent me a lot of your music, but you know, just just send me anything that you got, and we're definitely gonna get that on play and put it in rotation for you.
I got you, man. I send you all the MP3s, man.
That's what's up, man. Hey, look, man, much love to you, bro, and congratulations on all your endeavors, man.
All right, thank you, man. Peace.
All right, peace. And that is gonna do it for me. Hey, look, I gotta run and gather myself and do another interview right now. Phantom of the Beat is coming up right now. And, like I said, shout out to Nature Boy. Please go out and support him this Saturday, the 29th of November in Brooklyn, New York. Doors open up at 7 p.m. I think he said the sale of the tickets, the $10 tickets, they actually ended today, but you can still go on natureboymusic.com for all, anything dealing with Nature Boy, the music, the merchandise, the shows, the videos, everything. So, he has like a lot of stuff going on. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to take a little break. We're going to end this episode, and then we're going to come back with Phantom of the Beat. Sabi TV, YouTube channel, the Boombox Union, all that, Sabi Radio, other radio shows. We got it all covered, man. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Bad cougar look like she only drink from the fountain of youth, enjoying cortex from the balcony booth.